and welcome to a brand new edition of the Red Mountain Express. I'm Blake Westbrook.
I'm Patrick Tucker.
And we are coming to you from the Lumbar. We're actually recording on a Friday night, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange. It's the first time for us.
Yeah, but they're booking it here, man.
Yeah, this place is hopping.
Yeah, we're actually recording at a table right now because normally we're in the incubator, and it is packed because they are celebrating a new PhD, right?
Yeah, new PhD. PhD.
PhD?
Those are my initials.
Are they really? Is that
PhD.
true?
Yeah.
A PhD.
Yeah, so that's why I'm an idiot. PhD. Phillips?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim came
Congratulations.
by and let us know who it was, so that was great. We have a really good show in store for you today. We're going to talk about some news on the second half of the show, but we have a special guest. Our guest this week is Mark Lindsey. He'll be the MC for SliceFest, which is coming up later on this summer. We're glad to have him on the show. Good to see you, bud.
Yeah, man. I'm thoroughly excited to actually be able to talk in long form. My day job's radio, so it's kind of envious of people like you guys that get to have fun and cut up for as long as you want to with a podcast.
And you always say that you do 30-second spots and you're off the air.
It's kind of like, hey, that was a great song by this. Check us out, blah, blah. Here's a commercial. You know, it's kind of, hey.
We always try to be very structured when we're on the microphones, and then it always happens. We'll turn it off and get done with the interview, and we'll just sit back and talk. And I'm like, we should turn the microphones back on.
We really should. We should.
So you got to
say,
save it for the show. That was
Exactly.
always
We
a
do
radio
that. We'll
term.
start talking about
save
things.
It for the show.
Like, dude, shut up. We're going to talk about this later. So we're glad to have you on. You're going to be the MC of SliceFest. So tell us about SliceFest. What's going to go on this year?
The 8th annual SliceFest hitting the streets of Lakeview coming up Saturday, June 1st. And it originally started out as a parking lot party a year in. There's three brothers that created Slice Pizza, Jason, Jeff, and Chris Bajaya. And they got together and they were like, man, let's have a party in the parking lot to celebrate our first year. Did that, got a couple of local bands, I think a couple of regional bands, and it just started growing and growing and growing. And then it got too big for the parking lot. Spilled out in the street on 29th Street at Lakeview. And that's where we're at now. The past couple of years, we've had some big-name festival acts, and I think we got ahead of ourselves. We grew a little bit too fast, and we're like, we got to bring it back to the vibe that we had for the parking lot party. So that's what we're kind of doing this year for the 8th annual one. Yacht Rock Review is our headliner, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with those guys, but it's like 70s and 80s soft rock, like AM Gold classics.
Oh, I know what Yacht Rock is, and it's awesome.
They're an amazing band. I saw them about a year ago at Avondale, and they sold the place out. And it's I don't want to call them a cover band because it's not that, but there was 2,000 people there for a cover band that's not a cover band.
It's kind of like Steely Dan type of music, nice and soft. And
I mean, going through their playlist, I mean, you've got, the Pina Colada song, Boz Scaggs, Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, of course, Hall & Oates, Toto Africa.
Yeah, you got to love that. I mean, it's just fun music that everybody can kind of get down with and
you're pressed
really
enjoy.
enjoy.
Sing along.
Yeah. So tell us about the rest of the lineup. Who else we got going?
We've got another band called the Magic City Hippies that has nothing to do with Birmingham.
What? How did they get that name then?
Yeah, how did that even happen?
Miami, which is, I guess, also the Magic City down
No, we're the Magic City. They can't have that one.
So they're there. CBDB is a cool jam band, originally based out of Tuscaloosa. They're doing well. They're a fun, entertaining act. And we got a New Orleans funk band, the Stooges Brass Band.
Very cool.
And then Bailey Engel, who's a fantastic country-leaning singer-songwriter that's from here but is now in Nashville. She recently signed with Schools from Widespread Panic's management company. So
that's cool.
She's country, but yet she's signed with a guy from Widespread Panic. So it's kind of
and there is nothing wrong with that.
No.
Like a country jam band crossover. Does that work?
Allman Brothers? I think Allman Brothers are a country jam band type of crossover. No, not really.
Well, when Dickie... Anyway, sorry.
We go off on tangents like this. Yeah. It happens all the time. So other than great music, what else is SliceFest bringing to the festival this year?
Alcohol, which is always a plus.
That's a good thing to have
Tito's
at a party.
One of our best sponsors. So
gotta love
tons of Tito's. I mean, that's a personal fave of mine. So we'll definitely. They always come up with a great summer cocktail. Like I think last year it was like a strawberry limeade kind of thing going on. That was really good. That would make you knock back a few.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. Like that sounds like one of those drinks where you drink a couple of them and then you go, "Damn, that was good." and then you stand up, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
A little woozy. Yeah.
Like, oh, those have alcohol in them. Oh, okay. That's good to know.
It's interesting because I think, like, growing up here, like, I used to always go to, like, city stages and even the crawfish boil and stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys remember.
I've been to the crawfish
dude,
boil.
I went to city stages like every year.
So crawfish boil, before it grew into like the big thing it started in Lakeview.
Absolutely, yeah. It was in Lakeview. They would shut down the two ends of the streets, and you'd have Sister Hazel on one end, and it got a little bigger.
Than Ezra one year.
Yeah.
And it was all that. We used to always joke that they could book Sister Hazel better than Ezra and Cowboy Mouth every year.
Pretty much every year.
Yeah, would go.
Yeah, I saw, when the crawfish festival got bigger, I saw the Allman Brothers there, and I think my brother saw Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg?
You're talking about city stages.
City stages.
No,
yeah.
I think it was crawfish.
No,
it was city stages. For that.
It was a
Promise
very
you.
hazy time of my life.
Promise you, because I was there at the Allman Brothers.
And it was excellent.
Well, yeah.
Crawfish Boil started going a little more commercial, which was fun. That I remember one year they booked Flow Rider.
I do remember that.
I'm not sure if I can talk. Whatever, I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
He was booked for a 45-minute set, and I think they paid him $25,000 for a 45-minute set.
Right.
He was on stage 21 minutes of that 45-minute set with his DJ opening and closing. Get out, did his songs that everyone knew, jumped off, went on a plane to Mobile and did the same thing and made another $25,000.
Same night?
Like a 6-hour period.
Oh, my gosh.
So
I'm sure people were super happy about that.
42 minutes on stage.
So how did you get involved in SliceFest?
I became good friends with the Bajais a couple of years ago, and I think I just started going over there. I was DJing in Lakeview at a bar and started hanging out at Slice and enjoying the pizza and the entertainment, and then it was one year, it's like, hey, why don't we get you involved and be the MC, and that's what it started out as. And I think ever since then, I've kind of taken an active role in trying to help pick some of the bands and promote it, because I think it's an interesting party that it's only a few people involved.
Yeah.
It's not like some of the other festivals where there's like 20 or 30 or a major entertainment company. There's like 6 people that make this thing happen.
That's cool.
Like on the forefront of it. So it's a lot of fun, man, and it benefits the Suki Foundation, which is Rett syndrome.
I was going to ask you about that, and that's what's so unique about this festival is that it benefits a foundation, and it's also a foundation that a lot of people haven't heard about, especially out of Birmingham too. Can you tell us a little bit about the foundation?
Yeah, it's Rett syndrome is what the Suki Foundation benefits, which is neurological disorder, and so the funds assist the families in early detection, understanding it, because it's one of those things that they're still kind of figuring out about, that it hasn't been fully diagnosed all the way or early detection. So the funds, we make a big donation every year to the festival, from the festival to the Suki Foundation. So
yeah, that's great. I think I saw the founders give an interview on WBRC or one of the stations here in Birmingham, and his daughter basically just has, it's not really a developmental problem, but she just can't speak, has trouble walking, and early detection is the key with a lot of things, and so that's where this is helping, and it's a great cause, and you don't see a lot of festivals that are geared toward a foundation.
Yeah,
so
it's a party with a purpose. I know that sounds cliche, but it's a party with a purpose. Yeah, so that it started out as a party, and now we make sure we give back, and Slice has always been a big part of that. And I think every other week that they'll do on Wednesday nights, like 10% of all the proceeds benefits something.
Yeah, the dough raisers, right? Or
the dough raise some dough.
Yeah, raise some dough. So tell us.
Just came on board called Tab X, which they're going to actually make their debut, I think, a week before SliceFest.
Cool.
Which is happening June 1st. Let's get that in. And it's supposed to be this new app where you can close out your tab on your phone. So, it's so.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So you don't leave your credit card at the bar.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah.
And get that $10 a night overcharge,
or $20 a night,
or $20
depending on where you leave it.
Yeah.
Right?
So I don't know how it's going to work out, but I think what we're gearing towards, and I'm still learning more about it, is that when you walk into the festival, you'll have this TabX app, and you can go to all the beer wells, all this stuff, whatever, and you don't have to keep taking out money. That it just is handled on TabX. We'll know more about it about the week of. So.
That's really cool.
But could you imagine that? It's like not Because I try to keep track of what I'm drinking by like how many dollars I have in my pocket sometimes.
Right, you're like, oh, I'm out of money. It's time to stop.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I don't like doing the whole open tab thing because I'll lose track of where I'm at sometimes. So
Start buying
Yeah,
rounds.
just put another one on my tab. Go ahead.
yeah, and plus, all your friends get around. Oh,
Right.
yeah, so put
It's
it
on Mark's tab. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm always a cash guy when it comes to drinking.
Every time I go to the bar here, and they're like, "You have a name?" Like, yeah, Patrick. So that's that's why.
Jeff, we'll just put it on Jeff.
Put it on Jeff. There's no Jeff.
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
James. Throw it on James. So where can our listeners get tickets and learn more information about SliceFest?
Yeah, SliceFest.com. Definitely follow us on Instagram. SliceFest Beham is a good place to stay up to date, and we'll do fun videos on there leading up to the festival. It's a good time, and this year we're really focusing on more of it being a family environment. So children under 12 in for free. And is that right?
Yep.
Children
Regular.
under 12 in for free. So bring your kids, man. Come on out and have a good time. And it's a great way to experience Lakeview, too, that if you've never been out there, that it's the one day of the year that we block off the streets and you can kind of, in between bands, bounce into a bar, bounce into the street, go in Moe's Barbecue and get a bushwhacker.
Yeah.
Or head up to 5 or anywhere in that area and just kind of, make a day of it in the street.
Very cool. So SliceFest is Saturday, June 1st. It's going to be from 2 p.m. to midnight.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. And tickets are on sale now. $25 for general admission, $100 for VIP passes.
VIP is going to be pretty cool, and we're working on. I'm not sure if we can talk about the VIP that we're working on, but
all right.
But when you get some information, let us know.
You want an exclusive? You want?
Yeah, we want an exclusive.
Right.
What do you got?
So we're trying, because our band is Yacht Rock, and I had this idea when I saw them at Avondale. Is how great would it be to watch Yacht Rock from a boat?
Oh yeah.
So I'm working my magic, hopefully, and I want to get a giant boat in the middle of the street in Lakeview.
That'd be cool.
That as like a VIP.
A VIP booth, yeah.
To where you get to watch Yacht Rock from the boat.
That'd be cool.
So we're gonna see if that happens. Hopefully.
That would be very cool.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
I'm on a boat.
Boats. Yeah.
Everybody look at me because I'm standing on a boat.
I think we're looking at that maybe being the T-shirt this year. Is I'm on a boat. Yeah. So.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it. Check out SliceFest. You going to stick around for the news?
Absolutely. You guys are awesome, man. I'll hang.
Well, let's take a break. We'll hear from our sponsors. And when we come back on the other side, we'll talk about some news from around the Red Mountain area. We'll be back in a minute. Beecham Woodworks is a locally owned and operated wood shop in Birmingham, Alabama, specializing in custom furniture and small home goods. Chris and Kanan Beecham create a wide variety of unique pieces of all sizes, ranging from cutting boards to farmhouse tables. Using wood sourced from Alabama sawmills, Beecham Woodworks creates affordable quality pieces that will be a one-of-a-kind fixture for your home. So support your local woodworker and visit redmountainexpress.com/woodworks or check them out on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. Beecham Woodworks, turning your house into a home. And welcome back to the second half of the Red Mountain Express. Like we said earlier, we're coming to you from the Lumbar again. We want to thank the folks here for hosting us. Please stop by. And I don't know if they're going to be open this Saturday for the market, but when they are open for the market, if you don't come by here and get one of their breakfast burritos,
oh man,
you're missing out.
Yeah, you really are. I had the bacon with green chilies, and Blake had the sausage with the red chilies.
Yeah, it was really good.
They were both phenomenal. Highly recommend them. Stop by when they have the market and definitely check that out.
Yeah, so come see Tim and Riley. And we're also going to put some koozies behind the bar instead of just out on the bar. So you have to go up to the bartender and say, I want a Red Mountain Express koozie, and they'll give you one, okay?
Definitely.
So, all right. So let's talk about some news. The first story I wanted to talk about is a very sad story. Major League Baseball has decided not to do the $10 million academy at George Wald Park.
Yeah.
This is a travesty.
Yeah, so the Major League Baseball representative, Tony Reagans, wrote, "We believe youth of Birmingham would benefit from our program. However, the timing is not right and, quite frankly, may never be," which is a pretty strong statement of, we're going to Florida. We're not looking back.
This was bungled by the city, period.
I agree. I think this was a miss for the city, and that's not something I like to say a lot. But I think, there was pushback from people around the park, from the neighborhood. I think it could have been handled much better. I think if we had taken their feedback, filtered it out.
I think the information that got out wasn't very accurate.
Yeah.
And people fed off that information and that the inaccuracies, and next thing you know, there were people fighting it. And let's just be honest. I mean, this would have been a great thing for the city because I'm a baseball lover.
Yeah.
And I have seen the erosion that baseball has had in the inner cities. I mean, you look at baseball in the inner cities and it's non-existent. And I think it'd be a great thing for us to have this Major League Baseball Academy here in Birmingham. It's going to be a $10 million investment, but now they're going to take it to Vero Beach, I believe.
Vero Beach, Florida.
Yeah. Where I think there's enough baseball down there, right?
Now Wald Park, is that the one on Green Springs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's where Go Kickball plays.
Yeah.
And I think there's a disc golf course that people were concerned about.
Which it was not even going to touch that.
Yeah, it wasn't going to affect that. So, I mean,
I think
that area, man. I mean, it would. You look at what Green Springs is, which is pawn shops and like hair product stores.
Yeah.
And title loan.
Yeah.
And you would put that. I mean, that would have made a big old difference.
Yeah, I think definitely this is an area that could use some investment and some, some change and a reason to be going there other than kickball on Thursdays.
Well, I think they tried to push it to a different park, and Major League Baseball was like, no, we want it to be at this park because it's close to the interstate. It's big enough for us. We can put the investment here. And that park is so big, it wouldn't have really bothered that park. It would have been an addition to it.
Oh, yeah. It would. I mean,
and then I think they just got tired of, having to deal with this. And they're like, we'll go somewhere else. So it's
Vero Beach, Florida over Green Springs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
It's upsetting.
Nothing to be done about it now.
No, they're gone.
I said maybe next time let's work a little harder, folks.
Well, I think it's just kind of like let's get together before we start making an announcement. Let's get all our ducks in the row and let's make sure we get the right information out and talk to the stakeholders who are involved. Like if there are leagues there, they're going to be concerned about if they're going to have access to softball fields or baseball fields. Talk to them. Say, hey, look, this is going to be a great thing. You're still going to have access. There may be some changes, but on the whole, this is going to be a great thing for the city of Birmingham. If they'd have done that, if they'd have taken those steps, I think we'd be still talking about an academy coming to Birmingham. But we'll have to go to Vero Beach, Florida if you want to do that. So anyway, I don't know. I'll get off my soapbox now. I'm kind of upset about it. So
that's fine.
What do you got in front of you, Patrick?
So this is a story coming out of Hoover. This is actually from the Hoover Sun. There's a new place called Stars and Strikes, which is an entertainment center that's going to be built in Hoover.
Dude, it's a bowling alley.
It's not just a bowling alley, though. It's am I wrong about this?
No, you're right. It has laser tag.
They have laser tag. They have bumper cars.
Arcade and a bar, so you can go get a couple drinks
and then get on the bumper cars.
Man.
I'm actually pretty stoked about this. I think it's a pretty cool. You live in Hoover, there, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I went to Dave & Buster's when they had the big opening and was like super excited that for 10 years there was always this talk of Dave & Buster's was coming to Hoover. And
yeah,
I think at one point they're like, oh, it's going in the old Bruno's, or oh, it's going to go here, and it just never happened. And it finally came, and then I remember them saying like, yeah, it's going to be 18 and up always, unless no kids are allowed unless they have their parents with them. And then like I think a week after, like with all the problems that happened around Christmas, I walked in like right after the New Year, and there's just children running around everywhere, and it was like, this is no longer an adult arcade, but
and it's like in the mall, right?
Yeah, but you can't access it through the mall.
Okay.
That was supposed to be the benefit of like trying to, I think, ward off like kids like doing walkthroughs and hanging out and everything. But yeah, this place looks amazing though. It's like a it's more than just a bowling alley from what I can tell.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of the Woolworth, but on a different type of scale, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's less. I don't want to say less high end, but just more accessible. I think.
But the Pelham one, like there's that Pelham bowling alley that has like laser tag and everything too and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean this is going to be on. It's an old Winn-Dixie building.
Yeah, so it's the Hoover Bessemer exit.
Yeah, on 5201 Princeton Way.
And there's an old Winn-Dixie, and I think I don't think they know if they're going to tear down the Winn-Dixie or just move into it. I imagine they're going to move into it. That'd be a waste of money just to tear it down and rebuild something.
I think
on the
all
site.
old Winn-Dixie should be bowling alleys and laser tag places.
Man, did y'all play laser tag as kids?
Dude, I love laser tag.
QZR.
Yeah.
Thank
QZR.
you.
Yeah.
Remember you could buy like the smoke bombs and all this other stuff? Man,
I definitely loved that when I was a kid.
I don't remember. Like you had your own code word, like code name.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember my code name for Qzar.
And there was always that guy that got in your group who was not a part of your group, and he was always Top Gun.
Yeah.
And I hated that guy.
Top Gun. That's right.
He was like
Top Gun.
He was like my age. He was like 37 years old.
Exactly.
He's in there
Don't
like,
if I play with you. And like he was just,
smoking kids.
Yeah, he would just be kicking your ass.
We did paintball one time, and it was like the guy that was one of my bosses, and it was like all the employees versus the boss, and like all his teammates were like ex-Navy SEALs and like police SWAT in town, and I was like, really, is this what we're doing?
This is not going to be good.
I've never played paintball.
I haven't either, and the main reason is because lasers don't hurt.
Yeah, I love.
That we know of, yeah.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're all going to get cancer in 10 years because of laser tag.
Yeah, well, there's a laser combat center like right by where we work, Blake.
I don't know if it's open anymore. Is it?
I think it's still open. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So we should get some tacos.
We should go get tacos
and then go play laser.
And then go play laser tag. So we're gonna set that up, and we'll report back and let you know how that goes.
I
don't know if they let us in, but
yeah. So it's not going to open until 2020 is what it says. No, so it's next summer.
Yeah, I think this is really cool. I'm glad to have bumper cars, but what I really want in this city is whirly ball. And do you know what I'm talking about?
No, what's whirly ball?
Okay, so it's this. You kind of have to look it up and watch it. It's like one of those World Games kind of events where it's like you're basically in a bumper car that you drive with one hand, and then you have like a scoop, like highlight, right, or whatever, where it's like you fling the ball. It's like a wiffle ball. This is so hard to explain on
You're
radio.
in a bumper car.
You're in a bumper car, but you're scooping up this ball and you're throwing it through like a backboard with a hole in it, and so you're driving
so it's
around
like bumper car polo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's bumper car polo.
Now, can you drink while you're doing this? Is there?
You can drink before and after, but not while.
Okay.
It'd be very difficult to drink, operate the bumper car, and
not if you had like a beer.
You need
hat,
like a
or
yeah. You
I'll get my Yeti cup or whatever.
One of those camel backpacks with a mixed drink in it or something.
Well, maybe you should open that up. Maybe quit your job.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
And you could be like
tell my wife
whirly ball empire.
Tell my wife I'm going to open whirly ball. I'm not going to work it.
She'd be like, Patrick, have you lost your damn mind?
Yeah, she would.
That'd probably be her exact words. So,
I know better.
Yeah. So summer of 2012, it'll open up. That's kind of a while from now, but we'll keep you updated on anything new that happens with that. So. And the final story that we have, and it's actually a really good story, is Cantina, which is actually located across the street from where we are right now.
In Pepper Place.
We've talked about how they're moving because Hot and Hot
is
going
moving
in there,
into their space.
But they found the new location, right?
Yep, it's in the old Wasabi Wands, right next to Avondale Brewery.
Yeah, you knew that spot wasn't going to stay.
Yeah, that's a pretty prime spot. I mean, the back porch connects out to Avondale. I think this is a great spot for. I mean, tacos, Mexican, right there. You got Tacos El Moro Loco right down the street a little bit,
and
but
Luna, which is right across the street too.
Right, yeah. So we got a high concentration of Mexican food right there. So they'll battle it out, and we'll go eat at all of them and enjoy all of them. So
well, I know the next step. I mean, where we're at, Pepper Place just became open container district. So I think Avondale, like the minute that it happened here, they're like, all right, we're next.
Yeah,
and it's really cool because during the market at 10 o'clock. They started selling here at the Lombard. They started selling mimosas and Bloody Marys, and there were Bloody Marys in the marketplace, and
margaritas with
you had
green chilies,
food everywhere, and it was great. I mean, it had a really good downtown vibe to it, and it was kind of what was missing in this area. And I think that'd be great in Avondale. But back to this story, I think that Cantina will do very, very well over there, and I think they're going to have a partnership right now with. The Lombard, I know I read that in the story where they're going to make sure that their product is staying available.
Oh, really?
Is that right?
I didn't read that part.
Yeah, they're going to collaborate with the Lombard Pepper Place in between the building leases, so they'll make sure that their product is going to stay in the neighborhood. So they will close down, I believe, in May. And then the Lombard will offer a limited lunch and dinner menu with some of Cantina stuff. So that's really good. So you can come to Lombard, get some of the stuff from Cantina while they relocate to Avondale. So and then Hot and Hot going into the Cantina building.
That's crazy. I didn't know that's where it was going. I knew that it was moving.
Yeah, I think they have a pretty big space over there, and so Hot and Hot's taking that space, which is going to be I think, awesome.
I love Hot and Hot. It's fantastic.
It's a special night. I haven't done Hot and Hot in a while. But
yeah, it's one of those special occasion kind of places for me. But
prom and anniversaries all the way.
Exactly.
And birthdays, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't do too many proms these days.
Our prom, I think we went to my date, her father owned like a high-end restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's what we did, and got my food for free.
Fantastic.
So, I mean, that's a fantastic prom. Anyway, well, that's all our stories we have for this week.
Yeah, it was kind of I don't want to say a slow news week. There's always a lot going on.
Well, there's a lot going on with us, but we already had a show released this week.
Right.
With
we have the market episode.
Market.
So go check that out.
Yeah.
If you haven't already.
And we're going to go do that again at some point, right?
Hopefully. I think there's some of the other vendors that we really want to talk to that we didn't get a chance to speak to. So some I'm really excited about, like Blue Root.
Right.
They're doing Robin Bashinsky's doing salads. Which
Can
I
we
think,
talk to the pound cake lady again so we can get some more pound cake?
I was actually just telling Liz, like, for tomorrow, I was like, I'm going to go down to the market, get a pound cake, and take it to Easter. So
that's a great idea.
Now my family's going to listen to this, and they're going to hold me to it. If I don't, they're going to be like, where's the pound cake?
Rusty's like, what the hell's wrong with my cake?
Oh,
because Rusty has pie.
He has
right?
pie. I had a piece tonight. It was delicious.
I bet it was.
I went with a lemon.
Really?
Yeah.
So I go with chocolate.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter's good too.
That's what Liz did. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for this show. We want to thank our guests, the folks over at SliceFest. So tell us again when the dates are.
It's Saturday, June 1st, SliceFest.com. If you like the sounds of 70s and 80s, Yacht Rock is our headliner. So come on out and be a part of the fun, man.
And so, Mark, are you going to be like walking around? How's this going to work?
I'm the MC, so I'm the guy that introduces the bands, and I'll also be doing like social media for the day, so I'll capture anything wild and crazy going on backstage as well. And
on the yacht?
It'll be fun.
On the yacht, on the boat?
If we get the boat, man, I will be posted up on the boat. I don't know if I'll be the captain of the boat, but at some point I will find someone to go, I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. Is somebody going to be on the front of the boat saying they're the king of the world?
King of the world.
King of the world, yeah.
There's so many things you can do with a boat.
Do we get like a half a door and see if they can float across the crowd like Titanic? And,
and the sad thing is
crowd surfing on a door.
Yeah.
I'm on a door. And the worst thing is she could have scooted over and let Jack on that door.
Yes.
Yeah. And then why did Jack sink? It was it's
right.
salt water. Anyway.
We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, we're good.
I just want to thank you guys for having me on. This has been amazing. This is fun, dude.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for bringing the pizza
anytime.
too.
We're sitting here enjoying a pizza. It's very, very
Slice.
good.
From
Slice, yeah.
Fantastic. Pepperoni. Who doesn't like pepperoni? And if you don't like pepperoni, then don't listen to our show. I'm just kidding. Listen to our show. Like I said, we want to thank Mark Lindsey with SliceFest for coming out and talking to us. Remember, you can go by there on June 1st. Visit SliceFest.com to get tickets and for more information. Like always, you can find our show notes on RedMountainExpress.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And go look at the show notes if you have any questions about some of the links that we want to put out there. We're here at the Lumbar. Again, make sure you go up and ask for a koozie. They'll have them behind the bar. We're very proud of those koozies, aren't we?
Very.
Very, very.
JD worked very hard on those.
JD worked very hard. JD could not be with us this week. He is doing a gig tonight.
Yeah, he's playing at Soho Social right now.
Right, and I think Matt had some daddy duties tonight, right?
Probably out of several.
We'll be back next week. We have a special guest. We're not going to reveal it just yet. We're going to
hold on to that.
Teasing on this, right? We'll see. So for Patrick Tucker, I'm Blake Westbrook. This has been the Red Mountain Express. We'll see you next week.